In a kingdom where crowns were earned through blood, not birthright, there lived a princess whose kindness was mistaken for weakness. Her name was Alara, and she was about to learn the cruelest lesson of all, that the people closest to you can become your greatest enemies. Offended. This is not a story about magic saving the day. This is a story about a girl who had everything stolen from her, yet refused to let betrayal define her destiny. Princess Alara was sent across distant lands to marry a prince she had never met. Her mother, the queen, gave her 3 drops of blood sealed in a handkerchief, a talisman of protection, a reminder of home, a symbol that she was never truly alone. But Alara's greatest treasure wasn't the handkerchief. It was Mira, her lady-in-waiting, her childhood companion, the girl she trusted like a sister. On the long journey through dark forests and treacherous mountains, Alara shared everything with Mira, her fears, her dreams, her hopes for the future. She treated her not as a servant, but as an equal. And perhaps that was her first mistake. Because when you give someone your trust, you also give them the power to destroy you. It happened at a river crossing, far from any witness. Alara, exhausted and thirsty, bent down to drink. In that moment of vulnerability, she dropped the handkerchief, her mother's protection, and it was swept away by the current. Of views, Mira saw her chance. With cold calculation, she pulled out a dagger and forced Alara to switch clothes, to switch identities, to switch destinies. The princess became the servant became the princess. And the cruelest part? Mira made Alara swear an oath of silence. If she ever revealed the truth, she would be killed. Alara had a choice: fight back and risk death, or survive in silence and shame. Of views, she chose to survive, not because she was weak, but because she understood something Mira didn't. Storms don't last forever, but the oak tree that bends does. When they reached the kingdom, Mira was welcomed as Princess Alara. She wore the crown that didn't belong to her. She slept in beds of silk, while the real princess was sent to tend geese in the fields. Every morning, Alara woke before dawn. Her hands, once soft and royal, became calloused and rough. Her back ached from labor. Her heart ached from injustice. The other servants mocked her. The prince she was meant to marry fell in love with an impostor. And Alara, the true princess, was invisible, forgotten, erased. But here's what betrayal teaches you. Rock bottom is a solid foundation to rebuild your life. In those fields, with only geese as companions, Alara learned something more valuable than any crown. She learned who she was, without the title, without the palace, without anyone's validation. She learned that dignity isn't given by others, it's chosen by yourself. Weeks passed. Mira grew comfortable in her stolen life, but comfort makes people careless. The old king, wise and observant, noticed something strange. The princess was cold, demanding, cruel to servants. But the Goose Girl, there was something about her. The way she carried herself with quiet grace, the way she spoke with wisdom beyond her station. One evening, he asked the Goose Girl to tell him a story not as a command, but as a request. And in that moment, Alara made a choice. She couldn't break her oath and speak the truth directly, but she could tell a story about another girl who was betrayed, stripped of her identity, and forced into silence. As she spoke, her voice trembled with pain that was too real to be fiction. Tears fell that couldn't be faked. And the king understood. He summoned both women to the throne room. In front of the entire court, he asked Mira a simple question. What punishment does a servant deserve who betrays her mistress and steals her place? Mira, still believing herself safe, declared harshly, death, immediate and absolute. The king nodded slowly. Then by your own judgment, you are condemned. The truth exploded like thunder. Mira's mask shattered. The real princess was restored. Alara could have chosen revenge. She could have watched Mira suffer as she had suffered, but instead, she chose mercy. Exile her, she said quietly. Let her live with the weight of what she's done. That is punishment enough. The prince, ashamed he had been so easily deceived, asked for her forgiveness. Alara smiled sadly. I don't need a crown or a prince to know my worth. I learned that in the fields with the geese. She married him eventually not because she needed saving, but because she chose to. This is what the Goose Girl teaches us. Betrayal will come from the people you trust most. It will strip you down to nothing. It will make you question everything about yourself. But here's the truth they don't tell you in fairy tales. You don't need magic to rise again. You need something stronger, the unbreakable knowledge of who you are when everything is taken away. Your crown isn't your title. Your crown is your character, and no one can steal that from you.